About $200 billion has been wiped off of Meta Platforms' market cap. This used to be once over a $1 trillion company. Now it's $683 billion with a price to earnings ratio trailing 12 months of 17. I will be spending my next paycheck on Facebook stock because I believe it is so cheap. I already own some shares of Facebook. My average cost was $170. I bought when it was about 170. Well, when it crashed from like $200 to 170 during the pandemic, I bought, and I've enjoyed a wild ride up 150% at one point, but then the stock came down by 34% since its highs. I think Facebook and the market reaction to Facebook's earnings and guidance are so overblown, and I'll give you my reasoning, so hear me out. So basically, Facebook is trying to transition on digital worlds, but its main form of revenue is through advertising. And so shares of the company sunk more than 22% after hours, and now it's down by about 24%. And it warned revenue for the current quarter would come in below forecasts. Excuse me. At the forefront of Meta's challenges is the fact that its social platforms are losing relevance to companies like TikTok, which I stated in my previous video. Facebook's monthly users held steady last quarter at 2.91 billion. I think they actually added about 1 million users. However, daily active users declined by 1 million, which is, of course, that's concerning. And this just means that Facebook is, the growth is kind of trickling. So although the monthly users were kind of steady, the active daily users were declining. And that's Facebook's first quarter-to-quarter drop in its global daily users in its history. However, within the family of apps such as Instagram, active daily users was actually up by, I think, about 5 million. Meta also said that ad sales, which account for the majority of its revenue, have been hurt by Apple's privacy updates and ongoing supply chain issues that have hit marketing budgets. However, I think that in part is, kind of BS, because Apple came out with their updated privacy policies to ask people whether or not they can track in Q2, like during April. So for Q3 and Q4, Apple already had these changes in effect. And just look at the revenue. Sure, there was maybe a bit of a decline, but overall, the overall trend is up. And because Facebook has access to literally billions of users worth of data, they can come up with their own measures that can outcompete Apple's privacy changes, for example, right? All they need to do is just mine the billions of dollars worth of data. And sure, this is a slow transition to get rid of Apple dependency for their app tracking. However, I think it's a necessary one and will make Facebook even better in the long run. And I'm looking at this perspective as a long-term shareholder, right? And what I'm seeing is a company that's able to generate cash, that's a cash machine, mainly through ad revenue, quarter over quarter, year over year, without rest. And I think Facebook will continue to do this, and that's why I am so excited with Facebook. But at the same time, Zuck is investing billions of dollars into virtual reality, creating out the metaverse, which is loss-making right now. But in the future, that's a huge opportunity. So looking at it 5 to 10 years down the line, I think I'll look back on this video and be really, really happy that I invested in Facebook. Not to mention that they're buying back shares at a record rate as well. So as part of its big change name last October, Meta said it would separate its family of apps unit, home to Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger, from other products tied to its push into the metaverse, like VR headsets. So that unit, called Reality Labs, made about 900 million in revenue, but lost about 3 billion last quarter. Reality Labs lost more than 10 billion in total in 2021. It shows that the transformation of Meta into a metaverse company will be a slog, not to mention expensive, of course, but one that CEO Zuckerberg believes is necessary for it to become a leader in the next chapter of the internet. 24% of the more than 3,000 jobs listed on Meta's website are for VR, AR roles, per the New York Times. And the company already said it's planning to create 10,000 jobs in the European Union related to the metaverse. Meanwhile, some teams at Facebook and Instagram have shrunk, and employees on this product expect smaller budgets in the second half of the year, according to the Times. I also just want to show you, like, if you're concerned about their earnings, just like, I mean, sure, maybe they gave poor guidance, but like, just like, check this out. This absolutely like stunned me. So despite anything related to Apple and their privacy changes, advertisers are still willing to spend loads of money, especially on the American consumer. So in the US and Canada, in North America, in Q4 of 2021, they earned an average of $60.57 per user, which is like the most in Facebook's history. So I mean, like, it just shows their ad business is good. They can still target ads to certain people, especially in North America. What I was saying is, just imagine if they actually focused on more targeted and data mining ads in Asia, the Pacific region, and the rest of the world, where it's only like $3.43 per user. So I found that absolutely fascinating, and this just shows that the North American consumer is definitely the one to behold and to try to target, because they have loads of money, which makes sense. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think I've been receiving a bit of flack for wanting to buy Facebook, but like, this company is just an absolute beast, and it being down 34%, even though my cost average, like, look at this candle here. Holy crap, it's way below the lower Bollinger Band. This is the candle right here. This is the lower Bollinger Band, which to me means that it's like a screaming buy. As soon as this happens, I mean, I'm buying the stock. Um, a lot of people have been giving me flack because they think that Facebook is going to go to $200 or whatever. Okay, let it come down to $200. I'll just keep buying more. I might wait like about 3 trading days for the levels of the stock to level off, but like, this is an absolute deal. I've also received some pretty interesting comments. If you go to manage videos, I just want to go through them and just show some reactions just for some humor, because I think like they're absolutely hilarious. Um, let's see. There's one that was really funny. Have you considered playing the Russian roulette on your Patreon channel? You could load up on the Meg and pull the trigger every 1,000 new subs or every Ethereum donated. That would be more reasonable than going all in on anything, especially a suicide pact like Meta. If you don't want something to succeed, don't invest in it. If you want a criminal agent like Facebook Meta to succeed, then you belong in a padded cell. There is no middle ground. If you want to die, then why not Pfizer? Buy Pfizer or Palantir. Seriously, you would do less harm than others, giving away money to the homeless. Is this an anti-vaxxer? Interesting. Pride goeth before the fall, and I am your newest unsubscriber. Alright, buddy. I'm really sad to see you go. I, that's hilarious. And look at this one. I think this one is a little fake though. But anyways, all this because of Zuck. His lizard friends are manipulating the markets. We need greater market regulation, and we need to build stronger safeguards to prevent lizard people from trading stonks. Please call your politicians. This is a serious and pressing issue, and in conclusion, Kamala Harris is behind it. Here's my reply. I hate when lizards manipulate the markets like this. Happens all the time. In conclusion, stonks and President Biden Harris. Oh man. Yeah, this is hilarious. But anyways, I hope that's a little bit of comedic relief if you're losing money on Facebook. Apparently, Kramer said to buy Facebook right before earnings, and so did Kevin O'Leary. And I mean, of course, they're getting burned down about a quarter if they invested. But yeah, I mean, I'll be investing in Facebook. I just think it's like an amazing company. And I mean, one person is, would that raise your average stock price? Because my average price right now is $170. You can go to my full portfolio where I show my average cost of my positions. And I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter because I bought that like over a year ago. And so if I'm cost averaging upwards, that just means I still think it's an incredibly attractive deal at a 17 PE ratio. And I think it's just oversold. And I think that like Facebook is probably one of the easiest making money stocks long term. That's just my opinion though. So let me know what you think. I'd appreciate a thumbs up. Feel free to check out the links down below in the channel. Join the channel if you'd like to support me. And if you want to check out my real-time buys and sells, feel free to join the Patreon. But yeah, peace guys. Love you all and see you in the next one.